Yo, 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 we live?
Yes.
We live? We live?
It's live.
Yeah, it says live right here. I gotta check this one right here. Alright. So we can have this one replacing that. Let's do it right here, and then we can see the chat right there. Alright, welcome back to another stream. You know what I'm saying? Little bro. Bobby Love got on his what gear you wearing today?
The Packers gear.
You know what I'm saying? He wearing that good old Packers gear. I got my Packers on too. You know what I'm saying? It's the Packers faithful. We got a few unfortunate events and injury updates to get to. But you know, when the time is right, we'll get to that. This is our second episode. Still ain't thought about a name of it, you know what I'm saying? But we'll come up with something and we'll stick to it. Right now, we got the Bobby Love and Wes Murr show.
Yes.
You like that?
Yes.
And then we got the Talk Your Ish podcast. You like that?
Yes.
What that mean?
I don't know.
You don't know what Talk Your Ish mean?
No.
If I say the bad word, Talk Your...
Oh.
Yeah, see?
Is it a venue?
Huh? Well, yeah, I don't know how the live works, but I ain't a fan of saying the bad words on live like that. We're gonna let this do what it do. I don't know, bro. My mood, my energy, everything is down. You know what I'm saying? Because we played a really, really, really challenging, tough game. You know what I'm saying? We had the climate to go against. You know what I'm saying? Over there in the Mile High. Oxygen level wasn't the best, but you know, no issues there when it came to Green Bay. We played a hell of a first half, I can tell you that. The first half was crazy. The first half was amazing. Jordan Love was on fire. The run game was there. The pass game was there. Where I can tell you that we failed in the first half as far as Green Bay goes is not converting those field goals into touchdowns, right? Excuse me. I think we had to settle for a few field goals. And we knew with a tough defense, a challenging defense, a stout defense like Denver, you got to score touchdowns when you're in that red zone. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, we didn't do that. But, you know, the momentum kind of changed in the second half. You want to let them know what happened in the second half? Probably like was it the first or second series? Our best receiver kind of went down. You want to let them know what happened?
So
You got to speak up.
So our fastest receiver got hurt.
What happened? How did he get hurt?
He was on a go route, and Derlin James on the
You said Derwin
Patrick
James.
Surtain
There you go.
was guarding him, and he threw it a high ball, and it was interception. It wasn't intercepted,
Yep.
but like he kind of like landed on his shoulder,
Yeah, he did.
and yeah, it was a pick.
Yeah, so Jordan Love is known for his go ball. Like I told y'all in the other podcast, right? I said Jordan Love reads the defense, the deep ball, all the way up to his drop down, right? And sometimes he misses the easy throws, the drop downs, because the way he reads the play is the deep ball first. You know what I mean? And then he comes back to his first, his second, his third, his fourth option, right? And in this situation, he had Christian Watson on the go route, you know, kind of like Bobby Love said. He had Christian Watson on that go route. I would say he beat Patrick Surtain on that route. He got him. Jordan Love threw a 50-50 ball. However, if Jordan Love would have put it out just a little bit, Christian Watson would have came down with that, and that would have been a monster game. We would have converted that into some points, and we would have had a different second half to talk about. Now, that was the first momentum shifter of the game, right? Christian Watson got injured on that goal ball. He landed on his shoulder. I thought he had feared to have broke his collarbone, right? The way the injury looked and the way he was laying on the ground, how he was laying on the ground, what he was grabbing.
His shoulder.
He was grabbing his shoulder. He was grabbing at his shoulder. He was on the ground. And then, they went to commercial. They came back. They said, fortunately, he got up and walked off the field under his own power. That's number one. Number two, when it cut to him, right, and he was walking off the field, I said, well, that's another good sign, right? Do you remember why I said that was a good sign?
Because if his shoulder was leaning down,
there you go.
Like he broke something.
Man, there you go. That's right. That's right. Yeah, so, again, if you break your collarbone, a lot of athletes or just a lot of people in general, you know what I'm saying? If you break your collarbone, you kind of tend to lean your shoulder and you just walk like this. So when, they're like, damn, what did he injure? Boom. As soon as they, start seeing this, like, oh man, that man done broke his collarbone or he jammed his shoulder or something. So that was my fear. You know what I'm saying? He had fear to, broke his collarbone, and I thought, that was the season for him right there. Fortunately, today we're getting a bunch of good updates coming from Christian Watson. Not necessarily good, but I guess it's better than, a broken collarbone and a freaking torn ACL. But, we'll get to that. So, yeah, that was Christian Watson. He is our deep threat guy. Jordan Love fell in love with that. The moment he got back in his offense, he took the offense to the top. If you, started recording the stats, from the moment Christian Watson returned to the field in 2025, Green Bay probably had a top one to top three offense. And before him coming back on the field, Green Bay was struggling to put up points. All these low scoring affairs. 10-13, 10-16, and all of that. Christian Watson came, Green Bay started putting up 30 plus. You know what I mean? So, about 24 plus, about 30 points a game. So yes, we will miss him. That's a huge injury, huge blow to the Green Bay Packers. But ultimately, at the end of the day, they always say next man up mentality, and that's kind of how Green Bay been, majority of the year. So I think we're doing a really good job of getting my man Bo Melton some reps, right? Bo Melton, what position did Bo Melton start at this season? Talking to the mic.
Bo Melton started playing cornerback.
And then we heard his name for a touchdown against the Bears. And this man that caught a touchdown, what position was he playing in?
He was playing wide receiver.
That was crazy. So he played both sides of the ball, kind of like who just got drafted first overall?
Travis Hunter.
And who was Travis Hunter coach before he got drafted in the NFL?
Deion Sanders.
And what do they have in common? What did both of them do?
Play both sides of the ball.
I'm telling you. So Bo Melton is one of those freakish athletes that can really get it done on both sides of the ball, right? He's got a brother that plays for the the Cardinals, I think. I think his brother Max Melton, or I don't know. I can't remember his name. I think it's Max. I think bro played for the Cardinals, but I think he's a wide receiver, right? Or is he a DB too? Yeah, we got to look that up. But anyway, so Bo Melton stepped it up. You know what I'm saying? We got Dontavian Wicks that's stepping it up. You know what I mean? So we got Romeo Doubs. We got Jaden Reed back. You know what I mean? From a collarbone injury. So, I mean, Green Bay's got some really good wide receivers. But ultimately, we are going to miss that deep threat and my man, Christian Watson. And we can't forget the young, the mighty Mr. Matthew Golden himself, first-round wide receiver, right? He actually stepped up against the Broncos. He was making some really good plays, and he caught the ball quite a few times. I had him on my fantasy team, and I start to see his numbers go up. I'm like, okay, well, time to get him off the bench. But unfortunately, that man, Mr. Pitts over there in Atlanta, gave me the BTA. He gave me the belt. Kyle Pitts. That man gave me the belt the first round. Bro had like 45 fantasy points by itself. So, that was an uphill battle. I was fighting all afternoon on Sunday. So, yeah, that's enough about Christian Watson. What's the next injury you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Devontae Adams.
Bro, so Devontae Adams got injured. To me, I mean, I haven't really researched his injury. Sit up. Sit up, scoot up. There you go. And then when we talking, yep, there you go. You want to scoot your chair closer?
Yeah.
There you go. Did I click anything? No? I think we still good, y'all. Anyways, so I think that man.
I know what he did.
I ain't gonna not. All right, so matter of fact, I'm gonna let you lead it since you know what he did. What happened? Explain to me what happened. Tell me what happened.
So Devontae Adams, I didn't see what route he was doing, but I believe it was a go route, and he tore like his hamstring, I think.
So instead of being a torn hamstring, it's called pulled.
Oh.
So he pulled his hamstring. That you actually right though. He reached back to his hammy, right, his hamstring, and he went down and he started limping. Sorry, y'all. He started limping. He didn't get carted off the field. He walked off the field under his own power, but unfortunately, another man went down. And that's just sad. Yesterday was an extremely sad day in the NFL. We had 2 torn ACLs from, man, some of the best NFL talent I've seen in decades. And Micah Parsons himself.
Patrick
Mahomes, bro. Regardless of if they would have made it to the playoffs or not, you never want to see that type of injury to any of our athletes that we're fans of, and just any athlete in general, right? These guys, they're extremely gifted. They're extremely talented. They're freakish athletes to make it to the pros and things like that. I mean, even in, the high school level, even in the Pop Warner days, you want to go all the way back to that. These guys grind and they live, they breathe to work out and exercise and build their body to withstand, these crazy blows and all of these things. And for these guys, well, at least Micah Parsons to go down to a non-contact injury is just ridiculous. It's crazy. Then you got Mr. Patrick Mahomes. I think he was tackled, right? I think he was tackled and he ended up, tearing his ACL again. Not again, but, yesterday. And then you got, like I said, Christian Watson go down, unfortunately, with a chest injury. And I believe he had to be, taken to the hospital in an ambulance. I believe that's what we heard. I mean, we haven't really seen too many stories, but I did see some, and I'm not one to really take the news and run with it because I like to go with the credible sources. But ultimately, at the end of the day, this is what's being communicated. Over here in the West Coast, it's 5:05 right now. So after this, once we start watching the Monday Night Football game, I'm pretty sure we'll start getting some updates from all 3 of these athletes that went down yesterday. Well, actually all 4 that went down yesterday, and we'll kind of see what the recovery time is looking like. I know for Patrick Mahomes and Micah Parsons, I believe they're gonna have a long journey, a long road ahead of them, and I believe they should be shooting back to get back in the game. Possibly mid-season next year. So it looks like we'll have to start this season without, some great athletes out there. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's just a part of the game. And, as a fan, you hate to see that. You hate to, go up against really good teams and be in a hunt and all that for the playoffs and, even make it to the playoffs and say, oh, we would have beat you guys, but this dude was hurt and all, I mean, it don't really mean, and at the end of the day, us as fans talking about that really is, it's all about the health of the players that we're cheering on. So, not necessarily my condolences, but, my hearts, or our hearts are with those athletes that got injured, not just yesterday, just throughout the season, but yeah, so I think we can end it on that as far as Patrick Mahomes, Micah Parsons, Devontae Adams, and Christian Watson goes. So yeah, now we can get into like the nitty gritty of these things. All right, so Zach Tom, one of Green Bay's best offensive linemen, right? This guy got injured yesterday, and I believe he has a knee injury. I haven't seen updates on that either, but he's got a knee injury, and we're going against the best pass rush in the NFL, mind you. We gave up 0 sacks the whole entire first half. The first half, we were torching them. It was a great game. I think we led by 2 at half. Came back, got the ball first. I think we drove down the field. Not sure if we kicked the field goal or not. I can't remember. But did we? Yeah. So I mean, we're Green Bay and Denver was just going back and forth, back and forth. It was not a one-sided affair. I can tell you that. Bo Nix went crazy. Bro threw 4 touchdowns, over 300 yards. Yeah, and they called them the underdogs. And then in his post interview, post-game interview, what did he say? He called himself the overdogs, right? So I think that was a slap in everybody's face, but at the end of the day, that was a slap in their face to start. How you gonna be the underdogs, at home, having a best record in the NFL and on the longest win streak in the NFL? You know what I mean? So
you have one of the best stadium passes.
You said they got some of the best what? Stadium what? What are you talking about? The volume in the stadium. You said the loudness in the stadium. Basically, he's saying the stadium lit. You want to tell him how you seen their stadium before?
So, like 2023 Christmas, I had a gift to go to Denver, Colorado, and we had a house, like an Airbnb, next to the Denver Broncos stadium, and we got to saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And
you got to see it.
Big, and also the driver was a Denver Broncos fan.
Mm-hmm. Why did we go to Denver, Colorado?
Because I had because my granny got me a ticket to go there.
For what?
For my Christmas gift.
But where did we go in Denver, Colorado? What did you get tickets to?
Oh, we got tickets to go to the girls' basketball game.
And you ended up seeing who?
Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders, and yeah.
You took a video with who?
Video, I forgot.
You forgot who you took a video with? Shedeur Sanders? You don't remember that video?
No, I already said Shedeur.
Yeah, you said you seen Shedeur, but I said a video. You took a video with Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur took the phone, recorded himself with you, right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And then remember Deion Sanders was sitting all the way over there. What's her name? With Miss Peggy, the old lady.
Who's Miss Peggy?
I think the old lady that's like 100 years old, the Colorado Buffs fan, the old lady.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was sitting over there in the crowd with her. But yeah, so going back to Denver, we were able to see the stadium, beautiful stadium. He's saying that the loudness in the stadium is really legit. We didn't see it with a game, but we kind of seen the structure of it and how it was built. And like I said, it's built really nice. You can see the stadium from the freeway. When we were driving past it, it was beautiful. So tough loss for us yesterday. Tough game. Again, we suffered a bunch of injuries. I think Evan Williams, is he a rookie this year?
Evan Williams
or last year?
I think he's a rookie.
I don't think so. Who did we draft first round? We drafted Matthew Golden.
They're like a D lineman.
Okay.
Lineman or a D lineman?
Yeah, I think Evan Williams and my boy number 20, Javon Bullard. I think they got drafted last year. Right, so they're second year pros, but my man Evan Williams went down yesterday. Quay Walker went down yesterday. We got bro in the middle, the tackle that got. I mean, not tackle, the nose guard that got injured. Real big bro from Georgia. His name is slipping my mind right now. from Georgia, bro. Bro, Wyatt. Devontae Wyatt. There you go. Devontae Wyatt. My man got injured. So he's a run stopper. He could put pressure on in the pass rush. We got Tucker Kraft out with an ACL. Elton Jenkins out. His leg is broke or messed up. Devontae Wyatt is out. Micah Parsons is out. Christian Watson is out. Zach Tom is out. Evan Williams is out. Like, we got a bunch of injuries. You know what I mean? And honestly, every team, is injured and things like that. No biggie when you playing in the NFL. Like I said, it's always the next man up mentality. In college, when there is an injury, right, it's always next man up. And sometimes in college, the next man might be even on the same level or maybe even better than this guy. And the NFL, unfortunately, is not always the case. So, injuries do take a toll on your game planning. Injuries do take a toll on your kind of how you're planning to attack the defense, right? How you're planning on how to contain feisty Caleb Williams, right, out of the NFC North. You know what I mean? So, like, these injuries are very, very, very challenging for us. All right, so let's get into some debates, right? I think you feel really strongly in some areas, and I feel really strongly in some areas, right? So let me ask you a question. So if Devontae Adams, right, never went to the Los Angeles Rams and stayed with the Green Bay Packers with the current Jordan Love that we got, the current Christian Watson that we got, and all of these guys, right?
I think we had to lose A-Rod.
So do you think we would have been the same Green Bay Packers? You think we would have been better, or you think we would have been worse?
Definitely better with Devontae Adams.
Why you think that?
Because he was a great receiver. Great routes.
I think, and just like you said, I think he got the best route running ability in the entire NFL. I think his separation at the line, I think his routes is just crazy. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think about Dak Prescott? Give me your honest opinion, honest assessment, honest opinion on Dak Prescott.
I don't know.
You don't know? So Dak Prescott, right? I feel like Dak is kind of like a Jared Goff, right? I feel like when the pressure is on, Dak will either throw that away or make an inaccurate throw, and most times maybe a pick, right? I think if he's got a clean pocket, he's got George Pickens up the seam, right? He's got Mr. 88 that can't catch a ball to save his life. Excuse me, my bad. But anyways, CeeDee Lamb going across the middle. I think he's going to hit those targets, right? From a clean pocket. He scrambles a little bit. He moves the pocket with his feet. But ultimately, like through a whole game, I guess 60-minute game, I don't trust that man. I don't trust him. I don't trust Dak Prescott at all.
He's getting old.
You think he's getting old?
Wait, how old is he?
I don't know. Bro say he's getting old. I think Dakota Prescott, might be getting old. Yeah. I think his name Rain Dakota or Dakota Rain Prescott or something like that. But all right. That's Dak Prescott. What you think about, did you watch any of Phillip Rivers yesterday?
Yes.
How old is Phillip Rivers?
He's 44 years old.
What he did yesterday? You think what he did yesterday was pretty Pretty amazing.
Amazing for a 44-year-old guy.
Talk to the mic.
So, Phillip Rivers came out of retirement.
Whoa.
And he's 44 years old. And had a great first half. Threw a touchdown. They lost the game, but it was very close. They lost by 2 points.
Who they lose to?
The Seahawks. They lost.
So I think the Seahawks scored all field goals, right? All field goals, bro. Crazy. But look, so I think they scored on all field goals. I don't think they recorded any touchdowns. Bro, against Phillip Rivers? How old is he? 40 what?
44.
44 years old. Congratulations to that man. Congratulations to Mr. Grandfather Phillip Rivers. You know what I'm saying? That's not a case of he can do it, I can do it. That's definitely not a case of that. You got to be a professional athlete. You got to understand the playbook. You got to understand the play calls. You got to be able to communicate that to the team, right? You got to be a leader to the team at 44 years old, a leader of these young athletes, young lions, young animals. And for you to go out there and score a touchdown on one of the best teams in the league, that's crazy, bro. So, yeah, congratulations to you, Phillip Rivers. Definitely something that I was glad we got to see, and definitely looking forward to how you finish the season. I understand, yes, you're 44 and you might want to hang it up after this one, but who knows? This might be, your second breath, your second push, and not necessarily at life, but in the pros. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. You're definitely surrounded by a great team over there. But unfortunately, you guys came up a little short yesterday. But again, that's just a testament to the great athlete that you are, that you've always been. You know what I'm saying? I was had the pleasure of watching you while I was younger, with that young, crazy LaDainian Tomlinson and Antonio Gates. Back then, I think we had Spurls? Back in the day. I'll show my son the highlights of him after this podcast. That little man was a little feisty, short guy that can definitely put a move on it. So I can't remember his name. Is Spurls?
Running back?
Yeah.
For the Dallas Cowboys?
I don't know if he played. I think he played for the Eagles. I think he played for the Chargers. He might have played for the Cowboys. You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to have to check that out. But yeah, so yeah, shouts out to Phillip Rivers, and congratulations for completing that game, and especially in the way that you did last week. Definitely something good to see, and something, for something that we can look forward to in the NFL next week for sure. What's the next topic? All right, so Jordan Love. Let me ask this question. Do we think Jordan Love can get to the playoffs and make a big push in the playoffs with his current roster right now?
Yes, he could.
Go on, elaborate. Go ahead and tell me why.
It's because what I said, last time we did the podcast, great wide receivers.
Right.
Good running back.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Love can deliver off his back foot dots. And sometimes he can run most of the time.
So he can scramble a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's actually a really good assessment. I like that. Or a really good take. Yeah, Jordan Love, I feel like I'm confident. I mean, yeah, I'm a little biased, right? I'm a Packer fan. My kids are Packer fan. My household is a Packers fans. Hold on. But yes, I feel like Jordan Love can do it. I feel like his confidence is there. Okay, for him to keep throwing that ball up in the 50-50 situations, we ain't caring about no stats. We don't care about no interception. We gonna give our guys a chance, and he's gonna make sure he gives his guys a chance every game, at every chance he gets. That man, like Bobby Love just said right now, he's an amazing athlete. I don't know how Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers passed down the back foot throw to Jordan Love. What are they practicing? What are they practicing? That is actually horrible to do, to throw across your body, throw off the back foot. Those are things that you do not teach as, being a quarterback, right? Especially at this level, right? You're going up against freakish athletes that can break on the ball like no tomorrow. You know what I mean? So throwing off your back foot, the velocity that it takes to get there, the arm strength, that man's he's just talented. He's a freakish type athlete. I know I keep using that, but he really is. No diddy. Anyway, so so the type of athlete that he is, yes, I agree that he can get it done. Getting to the Super Bowl, man, that's going to be a challenge, especially, enduring all these injuries we have. But hey, it's the end of the season. Damn near everybody's team is injured. And right now is the time that everybody's team should be pushing to get healthy, right? Everybody should be hitting their stride. We came off a really, really, really strong victory against the Chicago Bears last week. Division opponent, great victory. It came down to the last, seconds of the game. Great interception by Keyshawn Nixon. Great pressure by our defense, right? So those are the things we can hang our hat on. Unfortunately, again, we come into this game without, the leading pressure rate guy in the NFL as far as Micah Parsons. It's unfortunate, but we're slated to see a really, really, really good Green Bay versus Chicago Bear game this Sunday. But I feel strongly that Jordan Love can get it done. He's got many targets. And one thing that I've been watching, and you guys can probably agree with me, Jordan Love has been putting the ball in the spot, right? He's been getting the ball to a spot, not necessarily to a wide receiver. And I've been showing my son that, right? So what positions do you play in football?
I play cornerback and wide receiver.
All right. So when I was explaining that to you yesterday, remember I said, you see how he's getting the ball there? Yes. Right? He was throwing the ball before the wide receivers were turning around, before they were out of their break. That's when a quarterback has unlocked the next level, right? Jordan Love is no longer throwing to these wide receivers. He's throwing at them, right? He's throwing to the spot, and it's the receiver's job to make the correct break at the right time and have late hands and turn around and go and grab that ball, right? And what did I explain about late hands?
Late hands, he told me like what Matthew Golden did against the Broncos defender.
Mm-hmm.
He had late hands, and it like kind of tells when the ball is coming.
There you go.
Right now or later.
There you go. So what you're trying to explain is late hands, meaning, right, let's say it's a go route, right? Jordan Love throws it up. Your defender is playing you, right? His head is not turned around to the ball yet. He's running and he's chasing you, trying to understand your route and see what you're going to do. Once you do this, that's going to have the DB turn his head, right? And then actually play the ball, right? So when we say practice having late hands, Devontae Adams is probably the best at this. I don't know if it's because I'm a Packer fan and Devontae came from us, learned a lot from Green Bay. But again, I think he's got some of the best routes in the league. I think he's got some of the best late hands in the league. As soon as that ball gets on you, that's when you give the hands, right? If that ball is in the air, you don't want to run like this because that's going to give the defender time to adjust, turn around, and make a play on that ball, right? A lot of these quarterbacks throw back shoulder passes. Yeah, those back shoulder passes are good, but it can be a disaster if you got early hands versus late hands, right? So I think Jordan Love, again, is putting the ball there. He's throwing it to our receivers. Our receivers are making great adjustments, making great contested catches. And again, they're showing signs of having late hands. That's something that the veterans know, and that the rookies and second-year vets are kind of getting more better at, but it looks like these guys over here are doing a good job or a great job as developing their talents, their skills, and having some of those late hands, as we call them, right?
Yes.
All right. So what time is it? I think the NFL kickoff just started. You want to end on that, or should we go somewhere else with it?
End on that.
You want to end on that? All right. Well, you want to dap it up? Give them our handshake real quick. He trying to dap it up with y'all. Dap it up with me. Dap it up. Come on. Hey, we're going to end on that.